KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
Coming up on KREM 2 News at noon, we are talking about dry skies right now, but wet weather that will be approaching tonight and tomorrow, followed by a pretty decent dry streak. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
An investigation is underway right now after a deadly shooting outside of an Oklahoma Walmart. We have the latest on that, plus an update on an ambush-style shooting that happened on Sunday night during a football watch party.
And the fate of a Colorado man is now in the hands of a jury. Attorneys made their closing arguments today in the Kelsey Barrett murder trial. Thank you so much for being with us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Jen York alongside Laura Papetti.
3 people died today in a shooting. This is outside of a Walmart in Oklahoma. Police say it happened this morning in the parking lot just outside the store. And you're looking at video of that parking lot. They confirmed 2 men and a woman died, and that does include the shooter. Right now, it is unclear what led up to the shooting. Walmart leaders say no employees were involved in the incident.
Today, California police are searching for the suspect or suspects wanted for an ambush-style shooting in Fresno. It left 4 people dead and 6 others hurt. Investigators say it happened last night at a backyard party. They say at least 35 friends and family gathered to watch football. All of the victims are men between the ages of 25 and 35 years old. Police have not yet determined a motive.
So we have a lot of news happening around the nation and close to home as well. We'll get to more of that in just a moment. But first, we'll take a moment now. We're looking at cloudy conditions as we head into the afternoon. Evan Narani is standing by. And Evan, today is likely going to be a pretty warm one for the week.
It's just a steady cool down from here on out. By the time we get to this upcoming weekend, we'll be seeing those temperatures back down to normal, which is in the low 40s. But for today, we are expecting to make it to the low 50s. That's a nice treat outside. 46 degrees outside right now. The view out toward Lake Coeur d'Alene looking beautiful, but here's what we have as far as our temperatures around the region. 41 right now in Wenatchee, 51 in Pullman, and 43 in Sandpoint. Of course, where the sun is out already, those temperatures are much warmer as we've allowed the sun's rays to really warm us up in certain spots. But headed into this afternoon, it will look a lot more like this. We are going to be seeing rain build over the Cascades. It will travel across eastern Washington and into North Idaho overnight in a very scattered format. I'll give you a brief look at that future tracker that shows that this system is just going to pass over the Cascades. Very scattered showers, and all those temperatures still warm enough to sustain rain over snow. Where could there be snow? Well, northern slopes of the Cascades and up across the international border, but in general, everything that we see across eastern Washington and North Idaho coming in the form of green there all the way through tomorrow morning. Coming up, we will take a look at a pretty prolonged dry streak that is on the way and find out just how long it'll last. Back to you guys.
Evan, thank you. New at noon, a 3.5 magnitude earthquake rattled parts of eastern Washington today.
We're hearing about it from the Grant County Sheriff's Office, saying it hit about 3 hours ago, 15 miles northeast of Coulee City. So that's not far from the Grand Coulee Dam. Authorities say, however, they did not receive any reports of damage or injuries. It is 12:03. A jury is deliberating right now in the murder trial of a Colorado mother.
Patrick Frazee is accused of killing his fiancée, Kelsey Barrett. Barrett has ties to the inland Northwest. More than 60 witnesses took the stand during 10 days of testimony. Now that includes Idaho nurse Crystal Lee Kenny. She testified Frazee made her clean up the murder scene. As part of a plea deal, she pleaded guilty to evidence tampering and agreed to testify against Frazee. Frazee pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he faces life in prison. A glitch forced thousands of mortgage payments in Idaho to vanish.
This incident involves the Idaho Housing and Finance Association. One borrower says they took the payment out of her bank account, but then it was never applied to her loan.
The actual last transaction was here.
Danielle Johnson is a first-time home buyer financing through the Idaho Housing and Finance Association.
They had a great down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers.
She paid her November mortgage a day early on Halloween.
So I go ahead and I check on the 7th and notice my payment has not posted.
But the money had been taken out of her bank account, but never applied to her mortgage.
Just gone. Yeah.
This obviously was a concern to her.
Because now my credit is on the line for a mistake that is their issue.
Here's what happened.
The electronic files from a third-party vendor were sent to Idaho Housing and Finance Association incomplete.
So IHFA got all this money, but no loan information to go with it. Essentially, they had no way of knowing who paid what.
We're currently in the process of reconciling that situation, and we expect that to be completed by the end of day tomorrow.
Danielle wasn't the only one impacted by this.
So in all, there were just about 1,000 of Idaho Housing and Finance Association borrowers of our 150,000 borrowers that we currently serve that were impacted by this situation.
And no one should see any repercussions because of this glitch.
Those that may have been impacted will not receive any late fees, and their information will not be sent over to the credit agencies.
Yeah, that's not good when you pay your mortgage and then it disappears.
Yeah, no, that is obviously frightening for her and several others.
Yeah, well, get this, around 40,000 people applied for coverage under Idaho's voter-approved Medicaid expansion, and it's only been open for 2 weeks. The Idaho Department of Health and Welfare estimate 91,000 people are eligible for coverage, which starts on January 1st. To be eligible, you must be an Idaho resident, a U.S. citizen, or a legal resident, and be between the ages of 19 and 64. Your income must also be in line with the federal poverty level.
All right, well, you may be planning now for your Thanksgiving dinners. I know it's already the talk of our house, and I'm not buying this. I'm really curious to hear more details because there is apparently one side dish you may want to skip. There's a new survey saying it is one of Americans' least favorite dishes, and it might surprise you. We'll tell you what's up coming up.